Hello everyone, this is Professor Reimer. This video is for my world history class on Tuesday, December 2nd and Wednesday, December 3rd. It's entitled Unit 4 DOL 2, the African Gold Salt Trade. And our objective is to analyze the impact of the African gold salt trade in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by writing a thesis statement and one body paragraph. Now, if that looks a lot like the last objective, it is. Remember, in this unit, we're looking at the expansion of trans-regional, that means across regions, exchanges. In the previous unit, we looked at the various regions in the post-classical period. Now we're looking at the connections between them. Last time we looked at the Silk Roads that crossed Central Asia, linking East Asia with the Mediterranean. Today we're looking at the African gold salt trade. So let's get our brains warmed up. I want you to write down all that you can remember about Mansa Musa. Pause the video, do it now. Okay, we've looked at Africa before. Remember, we made an African version of the Catalan Atlas, and we explored how Mansa Musa made the pilgrimage to Mecca and deflated the price of gold for decades. And today we're going to again return to his area of the world, but this time, as I said, paying really close attention to the trade routes. So there are two ways that you can explore this content. I've put a link to another crash course video with a viewing guide. So if you really liked that video last time, here's another one. Or if you didn't really like the video, I've given you another option. And that is to explore chapter 13, both lessons 1 and 2. Excuse me. And I provided you 8 questions to help guide your reading. Okay, so either one doesn't matter. If you really want to go for it, you can do both. That would really greatly help you master the content, but you don't have to. Just one. So pause the video and go do that now. Just one. Okay, now you've explored the content either by watching the video or by reading the chapter. So here's the prompt that you're going to be writing on. To what extent did the African gold salt trade play a role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions? And like I said in the objective, you are to write a thesis statement and a body paragraph. So go back to your notes and see if you can pull out three key ways the African gold salt trade played a role in spreading ideas and goods. So pause the video now, go back and look at your notes, highlight 3 ways. Okay, now before I show you some examples, no, actually, let's do that now. I'm going to jump over here to some examples that I got from last time, because you're going to be doing the exact same assignment again, but with a different region, a different trade. So let me show you some of what I got, and also remind you that we're working toward a new writing assignment, and we're putting all these pieces of the writing process together. And so there's 6 possible points. Most of them are making an argument and supporting it with evidence. All right. So here's again those criteria. Pause the video if you want to explore those in detail. But here I'm going to go to the last assignment C. So thesis statement, 1 body paragraph, to the prompt. To what extent did the early trade routes known as the Silk Road play a role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions? Now, remember, I gave you the contextualization statement. I wanted you to add the thesis statement. What I really want you to do, and if you really want to get a really good grade, is I want you to copy my contextualization statement and add your thesis statement. I think that will help you, number one, practice writing a contextualization statement, but also get away from what I saw. All right, so here's what I saw. These beginning understandings, these are the failing grades. The early trade routes, known as the Silk Road, played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by spreading the religion of Buddhism and the idea of nirvana. Okay, that's an argument. It's very limited, but it is an argument. For example, the Silk Road took roots in China, Korea, Japan, and Asia, which are variations of Buddhism known as Mahayana Buddhism. It was different teachings, but it was still fundamental. All right, what a great start, but then nosedive, okay? Number one, this line of reasoning is much too specific, right? You want to stay away from key terms in your line of reasoning. And then there's no body paragraph. I don't know what this last sentence is. It's almost like a contextualization statement, which is why I want you to write mine so you don't start trying to write yours. All right, here's number two. The early trade routes known as the Silk Road played a significant role in spreading ideas and cultures across goods across cultures and regions by land and sea. That's not a thesis statement. That's not a line of reasoning. That's just a fact, right? Thesis statements have to be arguments. They go on. The early trade routes known as Silk Road played a major role in trading. Yeah, okay. Not a bad topic sentence. When the Silk Road was made, it boosted the trading market. You had a lot of routes. People traded a lot of stuff, not just silk. They sold wine, olives, olive oil, and etc. Okay, some good information here, but not really in support of an argument, and that's because the thesis statement was lacking. So these two examples are beginners. All right, here's some emerging examples. The early trade routes, known as the Silk Road, played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by spreading silk, of course. Sometimes it's just all you got to do is state the obvious. Used as clothing, fishing line, and even to write before paper was invented. Okay, that you don't need to say that. Save that for the body paragraph. However, the Silk Road not only spread silk, they also spread goods like olive oil, wine, jade, iron, and even species for foods and stuff like that. That's too detailed. The student's doing great here. It wants to say it also spread other goods. Just say also spread other goods. Okay, or you could give an adjective to the goods. Also spread other luxury goods. And then save those kinds of goods for the body paragraph. Here's the body paragraph. Many people by trading the Silk Road actually became wealthy without being a king or queen. That topic sentence has nothing to do with the thesis statement. Remember, your topic sentence has to connect to the thesis statement. The Silk Road also helped many of the people from different regions that traveled through the Silk Road to spread some of their cultures and their religions. That's totally off topic based on what the student wrote. The student wrote nothing about spreading cultures, even though that was in the prompt, but that's not where the student went in the prompt. So some good stuff here, as I pointed out, but not enough to be proficient. Okay, number two. The early trade routes known as the Silk Road played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by providing a network for spread of teachings of Buddha. Ooh, that's really nice. That's really nice. A little kind of detailed, but okay. Enabling Buddhism to become a world religion and to develop into a sophisticated and diverse system of belief and practice. Well, now we're getting into a run-on sentence. Oh my goodness. And it was important because it helped to generate trade and commerce between a number of different kingdoms and empires. It looks like the student has taken some information from other sources, and instead of putting it in his or her own words and shortening it, just threw it against the walls, hoping something would stick. It's not quite good enough, though there were some nuggets of gold in there. This helped for ideas, culture, inventions, and unique products to spread across much of the settled world. All right, so not enough certainly to be proficient, just barely emerging. Remember, what you want to do in your thesis statement is craft an argument about history and then give a roadmap of how you're going to defend that argument. For example, I wrote one using my contextualization statement so you can see what a 2-paragraph essay would look like at the proficient level. Here we go. Early trade routes known as the Silk Road emerged in the last century BCE. Remember, in a contextualization statement, you need to give the background, the descriptions of the key terms and the time period of which you're about to discuss in your essay. These trade routes consisted of 2 main parts, like just who, what, where, and when. That's what a contextualization statement is. One part connected the Eastern Mediterranean with Central Asia, and the second part linked Central Asia to East Asia. The Silk Road, however, also involved sea routes in the Mediterranean Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Thus, the Silk Road was not a road, but a network of trade routes that played a significant role. There's my adjective to make it an argument. A significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions by allowing religions to diffuse from their places of origin. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Step back. Don't get too detailed, but just specific enough. Remember, we talked about Goldilocks, just right, that it's argument. You're telling the reader, here's where I'm going, but I'm not giving it all yet. Right? It's like a Christmas present under the tree, right? You know it's there. You know the size of it, but you don't know what's inside. You don't want to give away what's inside the present by how you wrap it. Same way in your line of reasoning. The second point is, and giving people access to commodities not found near their homes. Okay, see, I didn't list them all, but I just said they weren't found near their homes. Now here's my second paragraph, my body paragraph. The early trade routes known as the Silk Road played a major role in the spread of Buddhism. Again, linking back to the thesis statement where I said it allowed for the diffusion of religion. Now I'm saying which religion and from where to where. From its birthplace in northern India into Central Asia and East Asia. Many merchants on the Silk Road became strong supporters of Buddhist monasteries. These monasteries then became convenient way stations for caravans traveling between India and East Asia. I'm giving you evidence. I'm explaining it. Also, another piece of evidence, the merchants would make donations, usually in the form of silk, to the monasteries, and in exchange, the monks who lived in the monasteries would pray for the success of trade missions and the health of their patrons. Not coincidentally, one of the central materials used in Mahayana Buddhist rituals is silk. All right, that's what I'm looking for when it comes to a body paragraph that supports the argument made in the thesis statement. That's what you need to be practicing in our lesson today on the African gold salt trade. So let's go back to that. I've given you another contextualization statement. I want you to use it. I want you to actually copy it into your Google Doc before you write your thesis statement. So here it is. Remember, and I said at the top, an intro paragraph is a contextualization statement plus a thesis, and I want you to write an intro paragraph. However, I've given you most of it, but I still want you to include it. The African gold salt trade connected North Africa with West Africa. Who, what, where, when. Beginning as early as 500 CE, the Kingdom of Ghana was the first great trading state of West Africa. I'm just giving some basic facts that are important to know. It and subsequent empires in the region had an abundance of gold, which it and they traded with the Muslim merchants from North Africa in exchange for salt. However, salt and gold were not the only two items exchanged as a result of this trade. Now, here's something I did that I don't want it to confuse you, but I just thought it sounded better if we give the major points first. It just flowed nicer. Because I said, however, salt and gold were not the only two items exchanged as a result of this trade. By blank, blank, and blank. So I'm asking for the lines of reasoning first. Then here's the argument. The African gold salt trade played a significant role in spreading ideas and goods across cultures and regions. If you don't like this way, if you want to do it a different way, that's okay. I'm just making my suggestion about how I would do it. So you're going to write this paragraph in your Google Doc, and then you're going to support it with a body paragraph. You're going to take one of your major points and then make a topic sentence and add at least two pieces of evidence, 2 to 3 sentences per. So your body paragraph is going to be about 5 to 7 sentences. Where's this evidence going to come from? It's going to come from your notes, either from the video or from the chapter you read. All right, guys, I'm out of time. I'll see you next time, or I'll see you in the Google Meeting.